Hope it shifted your perspective. I love Wayne Dyer's quote, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And it is so true. Your perspective changes everything. And words have a vibration, and how you're speaking about yourself to other people or how you're explaining your past is literally projecting your future. You're telling the universe what. Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, I have a message that will change your life. And I hope it will. It changed my life. I was on a drive, which is normally like my meditative state. I drive out by farmland and green grass and sunrises and sunsets. Jeep top is down, music's on, and my mind just goes to another place. And I start to have visions and I start to see all of these different things. And the other day I was driving and I had this vision of me in my body as Michelle, who's had all of these experiences in her past. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, subscribe if you have not already. But if you don't know this about me, I've been through a multitude of different experiences that kind of shaped me into who I am today, but also they don't define me. So I had physical abuse as a kid. If I didn't do well in school, I got in trouble when I got home. I had sexual abuse as a child. And then even in college, I had an experience with sexual abuse. And all of these things surfaced in my 40s. I'm 42 now. So all of these memories started flooding back in, and I had suppressed it so deeply because I believe it was just so painful. And then when I was 29, I had my daughter, and she was born with a muscle disorder. She's my only child, and she ended up passing away 6 weeks later. And that really sparked my spiritual awakening journey. So I had these series of events that were really like jarring to my physical form, right? So much pain, so much suffering, especially after I lost my daughter. I'm like, how do I wake up and live every single day? Like, that was my purpose. My purpose was being her mom. And I was so excited to do it differently, right? Like, I had all of those terrible experiences in childhood, and I could not wait to love a little human being differently. And then that was, that transpired. I don't want to say it was taken away from me, but it was transpired. The old me would have said it was taken away from me. So I was on my drive and I was picturing the Michelle who's had all of those experiences. So I invite you all to do this. Picture a version of you. Maybe they're sitting in a chair. Maybe you have a whiteboard and you draw like a little stick figure of you. And then all around the stick figure, you're just writing all of the experience that you've had. And now I want you to think about when you show up in the world and you have conversations with people, right? You're coming from a place of that person who's had those experiences. Okay. Those are called your belief systems. That is your self-concept. It's how you see yourself. You see yourself with all of these experiences, and then it drives words to come out of your mouth from either victimhood or a little bit of, oh, I wish that didn't happen, or I beat myself up because I did this in my past, right? Can you feel the energy there of having a visual of you and how you speak in the world? Okay, so I was on my drive and I had this vision, right? And the more and more I uncover these traumas and these belief systems, because with every trauma, there's a belief system that's connected. Okay, so with each trauma you have, that births a new story that you start to tell yourself. So my parents were fighting when I was 5 years old. It was pretty hectic. I felt so scared. The next day I went in and told my teacher. So from that day forward, I then created a belief that Michelle is not safe in the world, because I felt a need to go tell somebody that things were not okay and I don't know what's going to happen next and I need help, right? I was like, I need help, I need help. So that experience birthed a new belief system on my nervous system. And if you can think of belief systems as kind of like little weeds, and maybe you could even think of the crappy belief systems as weeds, and then the good belief system as sunflowers and daisies and roses and high vibrational flowers, right? But your childhood ones might be weeds. So you have all of these weeds growing off of this vine, which is your nervous system. So now that we're awake and we see, okay, I had that experience. Of course, I didn't feel safe. Of course, I'm now going to believe that the world around me isn't safe because I just didn't feel safe. And my caregivers are like God to me, and they're my source of love, food, nurturing, survival. And if they reject me, or if they're not still here, if something happens to one of them, I get left out and I might die, right? So that is normal for us, all of us, to grow a belief around not being safe in the world. But coming back to my awakening moment in my Jeep the other day, was I was looking at me and how I show up in the world and how I have conversations with people. And I was thinking about, wow, everything I say comes from an energy of, oh, this happened to me, right? It's like a victimhood, but we can kind of mask it really well. Like, even I'm a coach and I do this work, but I see how I mask it. And I'm trying to think of an example. I was on the phone the other day with a client and we were talking about manifesting a dream partner. And I had said something like, yeah, I just don't know if it's in the cards for me. What is that saying? I literally have a belief system that there's nobody out there for me. That is a strong belief. If I was saying it out loud, then that means my subconscious believes it to be true. So I had to go back to the drawing board and go, whoa, Michelle, like, look at you speaking this way. This isn't the work you teach. This isn't what you want for yourself. How can we shift that? So that shifted my entire being in that moment. I had this vision of me taking action and speaking from the person who had these experiences and these belief systems. And then I saw myself over here. It's like I put both versions of Michelle next to each other. Here's wounded Michelle, who's teaching this, who's practicing this, who's healing. She's actively healing. She's doing the work on her limiting beliefs, but she's still living from her past. She's still not fully seeing her worthiness and that she's pure. So over here, I had this vision of me in my body showing up. I saw myself talking to people detached from my past. And there was a sentence like, yeah, my experiences in this lifetime were really wild. There's no victimhood, it's just acknowledging what happened. And this version of me, I could see her talking to people from a place of awareness. She's just acknowledging everything that this Michelle has gone through. And she's doing it with love and with compassion and no judgment, no comparison. So I have two versions of Michelle. One is fully in her wholeness, in her sovereignty, not in victimhood. She is the observer, right? And she's walking through life, teaching on YouTube, coaching her clients from a grounded place of awareness. She can fully see this other Michelle and all that she's been through. So this sovereign Michelle over here, she is honoring everything wounded Michelle went through, but she is not speaking from the wounding. Does that make sense? So there's two versions of you right now on a whiteboard, on a piece of paper, in your journal, in your imagination. The right side is your wounded self and how they show up in the world and how they start conversations. Really analyze every thought, every conversation. Even when you're working with me, if you're one of my clients watching this right now, ask yourself how you're speaking to me. Ask yourself how you're speaking to your spouse or your kids. Are you in a place of suffering? Are you in a place of needing more from life? My goal is to get you all into the observer version of you who is whole. She is happy. She is healthy. He is vibrant. He's grounded. He's pursuing. He's doing. She is creative, right? We're doing all of these different things from a place of wholeness. Like, think about the word wholeness, right? There is no piece of you that is broken. There is nothing missing. You have everything you need. So this version of you is your purest form. If you can think about it, maybe this is the version of you that was born into this world, right? You're just this pure light. And think about how they would think, act, and feel. What are they putting in their body? How are they speaking? It's almost like you start to become your oversoul, your higher self, who is like, I got it. I got the message. I got the memo now. Now I understand that I'm looking back at myself and I can see myself having conversations from that place of wounding, which is totally okay because it was really hard what you went through. So that is why that observer side of us is really honoring the wounded part of us. But we have to figure out, this is the trick. Words are everything in our reality. We have to figure out, how can we start talking about the wounded version of us without being the wounded version of us? So, for example, if you're looking to call in a partner, I want you to start having conversations as the observer, and you're practicing telling your new partner about your experiences. But you're telling your partner from a vibrant, fun, uplifted, observatory, compassionate, loving, forgiving perspective, where there's no, I need you to feel sorry for me as I'm saying this. It is just explaining what your soul has been through in this lifetime. And that vision woke me up, and it made me see more of my victimhood. It made me see how I'm still thinking and believing that certain things are not possible for me. I was believing that maybe there isn't anybody out there for me. And maybe it was just me and my daughter's mission to come here and to do this work. And maybe I'm not meant to experience, partnership in this lifetime, because I've been single for 10 years. I've had maybe one or two relationships in those 10 years, but nothing solid, nothing permanent. And I've just not found that person to truly connect with, who I can lay in bed with and talk about this stuff with, right? I had a belief that it's just not out there. And I don't want that for myself. I'm only 42. I have plenty more years to live on this planet. And I want partnership. I want to grow with somebody. I want to be able to talk about my limiting beliefs with somebody. I want them to show me more of me. Who knows? Maybe if I was in a partnership, maybe it wouldn't have taken me so long to have this awakening moment right now. But I want to invite you all to look at two versions of yourself: the version of yourself that experienced all the pain and is living from the pain and speaking from the pain, and then pull yourself over here and start to live from a place of the observer. It's like you're the parent of that version of you, and you're talking so kindly and lovingly about your child, about you and all that you've been through in this lifetime. And you are so compassionate, you're so loving, and you're picking the right words to set them up for more success in the future. You could say, wow, they or I learned so much from my loss, and I'm so excited to share those teachings with a new partner. And I'm so excited to become a mom again, to experience that love and that connection again. Instead of saying, I don't know if it's in the cards for me, that's wounding. Can you feel the energy? It's like, oh, it's not possible. And it's a weak energy. So I want to empower you to tidy up your ship. Okay. Clean up the words that you're saying, clean up your energy, start feeling like this whole being that has everything they need. Even if you don't think you're fully healed yet, right now you have everything. This version of you over here is all real, but the thoughts and the beliefs, right, that were birthed through that experience are not real. It was just kind of like the byproduct of that experience. So your job now as an awakened being is to see the illusion and dismantle it and pull those roots out. And we now are whole. We don't have any more weeds on our nervous system. We are clean, and we have beautiful flowers blooming that say, I am worthy, I am loved, I am abundant. Even if I grew up poor, or even if I grew up homeless, that was then. This is now. I am now that sovereign spirit that already has everything. So I hope this video helped you. I hope it shifted your perspective. I love Wayne Dyer's quote, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And it is so true. Your perspective changes everything. And words have a vibration, and how you're speaking about yourself to other people, or how you're explaining your past, is literally projecting your future. You're telling the universe what state you're in every moment. And you want to be in a state of, I'm whole, I'm happy, I have everything I need. Those experiences were really tough, but I'm honoring them, and I'm seeing them, and I'm explaining them in a way where I am detached. I am no longer in it, and I am honoring it and thanking it for making me a better person, because now I really know what wholeness and sovereignty means. I have boundaries. I set myself up to feel good every day with healthy habits. I truly know what self-love is now. Self-love is just my presence. It's me being whole and speaking from that. I'm sending you so much love. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. My coaching program is open. We're starting October 1st. The doors are open now to sign up. Doors close September 28th. I am guiding 10 women on this journey to dismantle all of their beliefs, and I want to help you. I've already sent out my magic hearts to all the right people. So if your heart is fluttering as you're listening to this, and you want to get out of your victimhood, click the link in the comments and sign up. Choose you. Your life can change overnight, you guys. The women that came out of my program manifested dream apartments, dream cars, new jobs. They're starting to leave certain relationships that are not healthy. They're vacationing together now because they have this new soul tribe. So there's so much good that comes when you choose to do the inner work to change your perspective. Then you start attracting wonderful people and experiences. So I'm sending you so much love. Do not sleep on this. Go sign up, and I will see you in the next video. All right, peace out.